Welcome in, everybody, to the Gannon Golden Knights Coaches Show here at the Sheraton Erie Bayfront. I'm going to get it right this time.
Yeah.
Stumble over that a lot. Glad to be back here, overlooking the marina on a sunny day. I don't think it was last time you came in here.
Yeah, it's nice.
But we're getting closer to summer, and we're glad to have head women's wrestling coach Christen Dierken back to join us again. Now gets to talk about some wrestling that happened, which is a fun thing to talk about, much more fun than talking about COVID, right?
Yes. The fact that wrestling happened, that's awesome. The fact that we were able to compete, we put a team together, and did the best we could with what we got, and yeah, we're on the other end of season, so.
Right. Lots of challenges that you guys had to overcome. You had different lineups out there all the time, different people having to step up at different times, but ended up with some success at the end of the season that you got to be proud of, right?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of individuals that just overcome a lot through COVID, obviously, but also some other like personal adversities, and so just individually, I'm really proud. We did overcome a lot as a team, but. And we're ready for COVID to go away. So, but for sure.
Right. Had a lot of stop and go early in the season.
Yeah.
Didn't get to start on the same timeline that you normally do with competition. How did that adjust things, kind of condensing everything to a couple months?
So we were actually had a full preseason. Everybody was. We started with 35 on our roster, which is actually I did the research, and we actually have the largest women's wrestling team in the NCAA. Yeah. So just short by McKendree is short by one, so they got like 34, I think, on their roster. But so we started off really like strong, had a really great preseason. It was the first year we actually had like a full preseason, starting to compete, going November to March. So full 6 weeks, and the girls were really training hard and coming together as a team. With COVID in the beginning, it was like really tough just because we weren't able to always be, having such a big team, we weren't always able to be together, or almost never. We had to split practices and do different pods and groups and things, and so I don't think the team got to like bond like we normally would. But coming off, we were supposed to be able to compete in the first semester, but different schools were not having the same standard of testing, so we didn't feel as a school that was like safe to compete quite yet. So we ended up sending people home for an extended break period, which kind of really stopped our momentum, and then came back, strong, coming back from Christmas break early, back to training and getting everybody back in the swing of things. But yeah, had a shortened season, had a couple competitions before regionals, which was obviously this, but we hosted the first ever regionals, so that's pretty awesome to be able to have that opportunity. And I got a lot of compliments how professionally it was ran. Just had a lot of assistance from our administration and just all the way down. So we did well. We had 8 qualifiers for nationals, and a lot of kids, we had to change lineups. A lot of kids had to quarantine from week to week. It was different kids quarantining and pods changing, and so we didn't get to bring as many people as we could qualify up to 15, right? So we didn't get to bring as many people as we thought that we definitely had the talent and the ability, but still 8 qualifiers and came out with 3 national All-Americans. And
right. What is that? What is that region? Adding the regional competition as a qualifier for nationals, how did that change whether your approach or just the way that you look at it?
It was tough on a COVID standpoint because it's like so we had a couple kids maybe not perform as well or as best of their abilities just because they had a quarantine back to back or be in close contacts or whatever. A couple kids come out of quarantine like the day of regionals or the 2 days prior. So obviously that's really tough for cutting weight and everything. But they put it together, and they approach with COVID is just like kind of week to week, like doing what we can. But as far as adding just regionals in general, I like the fact that we have regionals. It's similar criteria, just we could bring 15 kids. It was tough because there's a couple other kids that if we didn't have regionals 2 weeks out of nationals, if we didn't add regionals this year, we would have had more. We would have been able to bring more of our kids to nationals. Right. But it doesn't matter. The fact that kids were regional placers, that's accolades for them. That's like really proud. I'm really proud as a coach to watch them, achieve those things and make history still, honestly. We're still only third year as our program, and to host the regionals and have regional placers and even regional champ was pretty cool. So.
Right. So that was the first time that I got to see like multi-mat tournament action in women's wrestling. I got to go host regionals, obviously, and go to nationals, and that was really fun to see. There's a lot of chaos that's going on with the multiple mats going on, but it's definitely
you say
fun to
chaos.
See.
I mean, I don't think it's chaos, but I mean,
it's organized chaos, I guess.
Yeah, just a lot going on. A tournament style is a lot going on versus a focus, like a duel is more focused on one match at a time.
Right.
That's fun from a team aspect, but I love tournaments. I love the grind of tournaments. You get to coach so many more kids, and they get so many more matches that you're actually able to, some of the things you coach the kid in the first match, then they actually implement it in the next couple matches. That's really cool to see as a coach watching that development through a tournament day.
Right.
But it's a long day.
Get to see that in action.
And you're jumping from mat to mat to mat, and it's exhausting. So, but yeah, it's good.
And nationals this year was a one-day event. So it kind of squeezed some more things in. You kind of went nonstop from morning till early evening.
I mean, regardless, it's usually morning till evening, but it's a long day, even if it was 2 days. But one day just from COVID measures, I guess, from my understanding. But it was a very long day, and it was a really well-ran tournament. Tiffin hosted, did a great job, but it was a crazy day. We had several kids losing the blood round, and that was really tough. On the heart for me, for them. But.
When you talk about then, at the end, we ended with 3 All-Americans, a 10th place finish in the country.
Yep.
What was it like to see those 3 get on the podium?
Like I said, watching a lot of these kids like go through the adversity of COVID, of course, but like just their personal battles with just different things, but. Watching them like lose a match and then, coming back and winning and placing, that's just something that's like really tough to do, to fall apart and then collect yourself. So there's some like private moments between a coach and an athlete that I had that come to mind, but it's my job to try to like help bring them back and help them perform to the best of their abilities. But these kids are going through like aches and bruises and injuries and besides COVID and like I said, other personal things. But it's like watching Caleeann Blarr hit the podium for the first time, and it's like watching her battle injury after injury the last 2 years and then hit the podium this year. It was like, oh, yes, like I want it so bad for her. So super proud moment in my coaching career. And to watch Amara Devricks, I go through some of the stuff she went through and still hit the podium. She did a lot of quarantining this year, and the fact that she like pulled through All-American, not because of her talent and abilities there. I do think all of them could have and should have been higher on the podium, but they put it all out there this season. They put it all out there, at nationals and. Yeah, coming back with that, and then obviously like freshman standout Lana Perez, first time like hitting that nationals and just coming out with the All-American. That's pretty awesome moment for me as a coach, for her as an athlete. But we're definitely focused on like tightening things up. Obviously, we can always work harder, do more, but tightening things up and really focusing in on some of the things that we need to do to get those higher placings.
Right.
But, 10th as a top 10 as a team. Which we improved from last year, 11th, and but we definitely are hungry for more, and it's in our capabilities, and we're excited for next year. So.
Right. It's kind of, we spoke before we started here, that's a weird feeling of like seeing, oh yeah, we had that success and we still felt like we left a little bit out there.
Yeah.
And but that has to be a good feeling for the future, knowing that there's that potential is there to continue the improvement.
And I think they're hungry, and they want more. To settle for a 6th, 7th place, 8th place on the podium. No champion is doing that, and these girls are they have hearts of a champion, and so they're hungry to get higher up on that podium and. Getting even that national title, like a lot of talk starting to you know, and it's like one girl's like, oh, I want to be a national champion. And another's like, yeah, I want to be a national champ. And it's like a fire that just like it's gonna explode. So I'm excited to watch them. They're coming together as a team, getting more leadership on the team as our program's getting. As we're getting more depth in our program, next year we'll have our first full class of seniors. Of course, we had one senior this year, graduated semester, but to have a full class that's RSLE crews. But of course, like having our first full class of seniors next year, it's going to be really good to have that leadership in the room, and they're growing and developing. So it's just awesome. Yeah.
All right, so nice to talk about wrestling
I know.
For a change.
Yeah.
I was happy that you guys got to have a season, got to have your postseason.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
really fun to watch. But that being said, we're going to switch it up and get away from wrestling, move on to Fast Five.
Oh, gosh.
There's a new 5 questions for you. I'm not going to try
right.
to make you remember the answers to your old ones.
You did not prepare me for this one. You didn't tell me. I forgot.
That's always the
Fast
best
Five.
times. We're going to find out. Find out a little bit more about Christen. Ready to go?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Oh, tacos, down, like hands down. But they gotta be like real Mexican tacos, street tacos.
All right. Let's see. What's the best sporting event that you've seen in person? Could be something you coached or just watched.
Man, I don't know. I don't really like watching sporting events. I know that sounds terrible. I was a PE teacher before too, but I just love coaching my girls. Any tournament, nationals is always fun. Yeah, I don't have a specific one, I guess.
All right. Let's see. What's your favorite sport other than wrestling?
MMA. That's about it. Wrestling and MMA.
Let's see. Would you rather have a foot of snow on the ground or have it be 100 degrees and humid?
Oh, snow for sure. Not that I'm a snow bunny, but humidity I can't do.
Oh, that's my favorite one because the answers are split 50-50 and everyone is 100% sure that that's their correct answer.
Well, I used to live in Kentucky, and it's the South. You
Yeah.
know, it's real humid, and it's just. So some people are like, oh yeah, I want the heat, but no, if you lived in a humid place, man, you don't want the humidity.
All right, and last one. What's your favorite animal?
Oh, for sure, a giraffe, of course.
All right. That wraps up the Fast 5. You've now completed the Fast 10, all 10
Oh, yeah.
answers. And we'll compare everyone's answers later and pick a winner.
A winner. Ooh.
All right. Christen Dierken, head women's wrestling coach. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Congratulations on a successful season.
Hey, appreciate it.
And we'll be back right after this.
The Yankee Honda knows winter does not slow us down in Erie. We're tough, so why not drive an SUV that fits who we are? Like the 2021 Honda CR-V LX all-wheel drive that you can now lease for only $198 per month. Erie is who we are. Honda is what we drive.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gannon Golden Knights Coaches Show. We are joined now by Caleeann Blarr, junior on the women's wrestling team. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So you just got to wrap up your 3rd season in the program. Definitely, I would imagine, unlike any of the other seasons that you've had, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of overall, how was this season different and challenging for you and the team?
Well, we didn't have very many competitions, so that was hard to try to prepare. But at the same time, we had a lot of practice time, a lot of focus on individual leg wrestlers. So I definitely have gotten a lot better, and I had the time to, work on technique, not focused on like winning or losing, but improving my technique so that even next year I am hoping that I do better, like way better than I do this year. So yeah.
All right. By the time you got to the end of the season, got to have a regional and then went to nationals, became an All-American for the first time in your career. What was that progression like for you throughout the season? You said limited competition, so you kind of jumped up steps each time you went.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely amazing, and every opportunity was a blessing. Honestly, we didn't get much, but we got something, and that was worth everything for us. So just being able to be there and giving your all, doing what you love. That's why we're here. We all came here to wrestle. Most of us did, and I also came to Gannon because it's a great school. But I'm doing what I love, and I'm getting better. And I never thought I would make it to this point in life. So just seeing how far I've come, yeah, it brings all the smiles in the world to me. So.
So I asked this to other teams too. So because of the COVID restrictions, everything, you kind of were forced to hang out with each other a little bit more. Probably, you could, or were discouraged from hanging out with people outside the team a little bit. Did that help maybe strengthen bonds on your team? Did you sense that at all?
I think it was difficult. We did have a pod system, so it was like you only had those 3 or 4 girls in your pod that you could hang out with. On top of that, I am a commuter, and with the COVID, I've just been going straight home, trying to limit any hangouts because you don't know even where your teammates are going afterwards and stuff. So it has been hard, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know, especially the freshmen a lot next year, because I met some amazing freshmen this year, and I'm excited to, learn and hang out with them more. And this year it was kind of hard to do that with COVID.
Right. So you were part of the initial recruiting class for the program. Just how have you seen the program grow in your time?
Oh, it's been amazing. The bonds are stronger every year. We're working together more as a team. First year it was all the stress of having a new program, not knowing how it's going to go, and throughout the years we've progressed, with our skill, with our technique, and with our bonding in general. It's been amazing seeing how far we've come and, what's in store for next year for all of us.
Right. And then kind of expanded on what we talked about with Coach Dierken there. You guys had success, got your 3 All-Americans, highest team finish, and still felt like you left some stuff on the mat. What's that feel for the future? What's that show that you guys still have left in the tank?
That next year we're coming. We're bringing on the heat, and we're gonna show everyone what this team's made of.
All right. Okay, so moving away from wrestling a little bit, you came to Gannon. You're a local, an Erie local, right? Out in Girard, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So what brought you to Gannon? A combination of wrestling and academics, I imagine?
Yes, both. I originally started going here for physical therapy, and when I first got the notification, I was in the middle of math class that they were starting up a new wrestling program. Couldn't wait to get out of class to tell everyone. I went straight home to my parents and I was like, hey, this is happening at the school that I want to go to. It was always my number one choice. And it was like an opportunity that I never thought I would have. Being in Pennsylvania, there's not a lot of opportunity for women, and with Renegades and other programs around here, it's increasing, and it's so amazing to see that. But for me, it was really hard. I didn't get to go across state to other tournaments and have that opportunity to wrestle girls and to get better. So seeing that was like, oh my gosh, I need to go. I want to go so bad. So I just worked, went to Gannon open mats and got in.
Right. All right, so you're an applied exercise science major. Mm-hmm. What do you hope to do with that someday?
So I'm on the fence right now whether I want to I'm going to grad school either for athletic training or physical therapy. My goal is to go down to South Carolina, and so depending on how I feel about my academics and where I am at in life once I graduate, I'm going to apply and see where I get there.
All right, so we're going to move on to the Fast Five segment, let people learn a little bit more about you with some quick answers. Ready to give it a shot?
Sure.
All right, start off. Let's see. What's your favorite book?
The Breathing series.
Okay, let's see. Favorite movie?
Oh my gosh, The Greatest Showman.
All right. Let's see. What's your dream car?
I don't have a dream car. I love my Honda that I have right now, my Honda CR-V. So.
That's perfect answer. All right, let's see. Dream vacation?
I definitely want to go to Paris one day, for sure.
All right, and last one. Favorite band or favorite kind of music?
Not many people are going to know this, but my favorite band is Fish. I love going to their concerts. So.
All right, all good answers. So let's see, women's wrestling junior, Caleeann Blarr, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck as you wrap up your semester.
Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to this episode of the Gannon Golden Knights Coaches Show. We'll be back next week with some more interviews. Thanks.